Welcome to the WHP 580 debate among the candidates for the 4th Congressional District. I'm R.J. Harris, host of the WHP 580 Morning Show. First, we'd like to thank those who are underwriting today's program for WHP 580 in the iHeartRadio Performance Studio. Willard Garrod and McAvoy, architects in Harrisburg, offering design solutions for residential and commercial projects. Visit willardgarrod.com. The debate today can be heard not only on WHP 580 radio, but also 97.3 FM HD2 if you have an HD radio, also on iHeartRadio and worldwide on the web streaming. And that includes video today, by the way, at WHP580.com. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce the candidates and our moderator, but first, the basic ground rules. Candidates will each answer a series of questions. Each will have as much as 90 seconds to articulate his views on each question. The moderator will allow up to 30 seconds for rebuttal. As needed, candidates should feel free to use less if you'd like. Each candidate will answer the same question. The questions are all hot topic issues to run a gotcha type of debate. In that spirit, the candidates will each do all the questions that we offer. Candidates will also offer an opening and closing statement up to 1 minute in length if they're choosing. The candidates drew numbers prior to the debate, and that random drawing determined the starting number and the order of today's debate. I'd personally like to thank morning show producer Dan Steele for orchestrating everything with the various campaigns and getting these folks here today. So, we're going to introduce the candidates now in alphabetical order. First, Mike Koffenberger, Libertarian. Mike and his wife moved to Stewartstown in January of 2001 from Maryland. He's been a police officer for the Baltimore County Police Department for 18 years. Mike's interested and has been in politics all his life, but has been greatly influenced by the late Ron Smith, a Baltimore talk show host for well over 20 years. Mike is a Libertarian, but until spring of 2010, he was registered Republican. He was elected as a Republican committeeman for Hopewell Township after the primary in the election 2010. Mike became the York County coordinator for Ron Paul's Campaign for Liberty, which now operates as the York County Citizens for Liberty. Democrat Harry Perkinson. Harry was born in Corpus Christi, Texas, and followed his father, a Navy enlisted man, from duty station to duty station, spending extended periods of time in Virginia, Illinois, and California. His bachelor's degree is in English from Duke University and one also in mechanical engineering from North Carolina State University. Following his undergraduate education at Duke, Harry was a Peace Corps volunteer spending time in Ecuador. He completed his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at North Carolina State, soon to be followed by completing a master's degree in mechanical engineering at Drexel University. Later, Harry received his Master's of Business Administration from Penn State. Republican Scott Perry. Scott is serving his 3rd term as state representative. He's been assigned to the Appropriations, Consumer Affairs, Labor Relations, Veteran Affairs, and Emergency Preparedness and Rules Committees. Scott graduated from Pennsylvania State University in 1991, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration Management. Scott began his military career in 1980 when he enlisted in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. He graduated as president of his officer candidate school and was commissioned a 2nd lieutenant in the Field Artillery Branch. After working his way up to lieutenant colonel, Perry served as the commander of the 2nd 104th General Support Aviation Battalion. He assumed the command in February of 2008. That unit was called for service in Iraq, deploying in January 2009. The deployment ended in January 2010. In February of last year, Scott was promoted to colonel and has assumed the command of the 166th Regiment of the Pennsylvania Army National Guard at Fort Uniontown Gap. Our moderator today, WHP 580's news director and morning news anchor, Bill Meade, the winner of many Associated Press and Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters Award for his work. It gives me great pleasure to turn the proceedings over to Bill Meade.
All right, RJ, thank you very much. And we are going to start with opening statements, as RJ mentioned. And we did draw numbers. And first up is Scott Perry.
Well, thank you, Bill. And again, I'd like to say thank you to the listening audience. My name is Scott Perry. I'm married to a beautiful and capable woman named Christy. We have 2 beautiful children, and we live in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Have run a business. I know how to create jobs and balance budgets. Been operating in business, a family business, for about 20 years now. Been a soldier. I enlisted, as RJ said, as a private in 1980 and have achieved the rank of 06, which is colonel. And I've been a leader in my community. I served as the chairman of the Wellhead Protection Committee in Dillsburg and in Carroll Township, which protects the drinking water for current and future residents. Served as the president of the Planning Commission in Carroll Township for a number of years, and served in different capacities in the JCs, the Lions, and the Dillsburg Revitalization Committee, because I think it's important to give back to our community, and as a state rep for 5 years. I'm running because I'm concerned about the internal and external threats to our nation. The internal threats, I think, are $16 trillion in debt, 23 million unemployed Americans, $4 gallon gasoline, and 43 million Americans on food stamps. External threats include a failed foreign policy in dealing with Iran, Libya, Egypt, Russia, and a rising China. I hope you will consider my candidacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Mike Koffenberger.
I'm Mike Koffenberger. I'm 41, married. We live in Stewartstown. We have 2 boys, Eric and Jake, who are 11 and 9. They're the reason why I'm running. I got active in politics, more active in politics after the last presidential election. And I got concerned for the direction our country was headed. Our Congress now and our government in general does not seem to be addressing the problems that face our country. And in particular, the Republicans and Democrats spend a lot of time bickering and don't solve any of the problems that we have. So while I was a Republican at one point in time, I switched to Libertarian because of the establishment of the Republican and Democrat parties constantly compromise principles to get people elected into office. So I switched to Libertarian, and I hope, if you elect me, I can work towards creating true free markets in this country, a humble, more non-interventionist foreign policy, and to reduce the size of our government to a more constitutional, sound government.
Okay, thank you. Harry Perkinson.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much to WHP 580 for putting on this debate, and I appreciate the opportunity to participate. My name is Harry Perkinson. I'm 61 years old, from Dallastown, Pennsylvania. I'm married to Angela, my wife, and I have 2 daughters, Emily and Alyssa, who are both away at college now. I got into this race because I was really distressed by what I saw coming out of Washington. Harry Truman ran against Congress that he called a do-nothing Congress. They passed 970 pieces of legislation. This Congress has passed 178. They went out on vacation on August the 1st, came back after 5 weeks and said they had to go back out until after the election. The work isn't getting done. So I propose that we start, we get the economy going, get these 23 to 27 million people back to work, support our public education system, and protect our civil liberties.
All right, thank you very much. Well, let's start off with the economy. It's obviously something that the 3 of you have already brought up in your opening statements. Where does the American economy stand at the moment? Are things getting better? Are they getting better but too slowly? Is there a chance we're heading for another recession? Where do you see it? Scott Perry, we'll start with you.